welcome back to Abby's Chaotic Kitchen. It's Christmas Day, so dress like an elf. I'm not sure what you all do on Christmas Day. We do have a big dinner in November. We also do it again in December on Christmas Day because it's the only day we can all get together. Today I am making my mom's homemade dressing. Rest her soul. She's passed this down for me. I believe she got it from her mom, and it's so amazing. And it's not very hard to make at all. Now, I prepared most of the ingredients ahead of time so that you don't have to painfully watch me chop them, but let me tell you what you will need. You will need a large onion chopped. You want them in pretty fine little pieces. You're going to want an entire thing of celery, washed and chopped. The entire thing that comes in the bag. Okay, and then, so there's that. You're going to want bread. Now, I usually end up using about 2.5 loaves of bread. You're just going to tear them into little bite-sized pieces like this. As a matter of fact, I kept a little out just to, I mean, it's no big deal. It's the easiest thing ever. Stale bread is the best. Hot dog buns, hamburger buns, it doesn't matter what it is as long as it's bread. And if it's stale, it's probably even better. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this all in here. Really quick. When you could squish down on your bowl like this and it's full, you know there's enough bread in there. And this is actually 2.5 loaves of bread for me right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Just about. Down. Okay. Stay in there. Alright, let's go ahead and add in our onions. And before we add our celery, I'm going to go ahead and add in some broth to kind of get this, try to get this mixed in a little bit. So, what I do for the broth is after the gravy, after the turkey is done cooking, I collect about 4 to 6 cups of turkey broth. This is 4 cups right here. So, and it seems like a lot, and you're going to take all the collection of the trimming, everything that's in it, just scoop it out, whatever's in the bottom, it's good, it's going to be good. So go ahead and pour that all over your bread. Okay, oh my, look at all that deliciousness. Okay, so try to give that a stir. Now, it's not going to be all turkey broth. You're going to want, so if you have the 4 cups, and next, we're going to start with 2 cups of water. It does take it a minute to incorporate that liquid down in there, but this bread really, the reason we use so much liquid is because this bread really soaks it up, especially when it's baking. Okay, grab a couple cups of water. Okay. There's 1 cup. Let's see how that does. This is starting to get good enough that we can go ahead and add our celery in. I guess I had about that much left over. Okay, and I do have a little bit more turkey broth because this is still dry after all that. Oh my God. I'm going to measure this out here. Let's see. I got 1. So far we're at 6 cups of turkey broth and 1 cup of water. We'll probably add more water here in just a second. Give it a good mix. And of course, you've got to make a mess because it wouldn't be my kitchen if you weren't making a mess. But I tell you what, this stuff is amazing. Try it this way, you probably never want to go back to the other stuff. And it's really not that hard. I mean, you just got to cut up the onion and the celery and tear up some bread. The main thing is, though, you do got to have the turkey broth. So, I did do it one year when I didn't make a turkey. I went to the store and I got a thing of turkey broth where they sell the bone broth and all that other good stuff. And it turned out alright. It turned out pretty good. I guess, the turkey broth snob. I just like it when it comes directly out of the turkey. But, okay, so this is getting good and incorporated. I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of our turkey broth. Okay. I believe that did make a total of 6 cups. Okay, and I'm going to add in our other cup of water. So, now we're at 6 cups of turkey broth and 2 cups of water. And it looks like it's going to overflow, and it looks like it's going to be too much, but believe me, it's not. I mean, it might go on your counter like that, but it's going to be okay in your 9 by 13. So, and that's another thing. You will want to get a greased 9 by 13 baking dish and turn your oven to 375 degrees. Okay, now that we're getting this, you want it sloppy. I mean, not super duper sloppy, but kind of sloppy because it's going to cook all the moisture out in the oven, right? Because it's bread. So, you can, it's a little sloppy, not even, it actually could probably be a little sloppier. Let me clean my hands, it's gross. And if you happen to run out of turkey broth, since we have 6 cups of it in here, and so we're going to get the flavor. If you still need more liquid, which I feel like I might need a little bit more liquid, add about a half a cup of time of chicken broth. Okay, so there we go. We're going to give that a stir. And then we're going to add our seasonings. And I'll show you what the star of the show is. You probably already know, though. Oh, I am making a good old mess. Y'all messy? I mean, I'm just a real person here. I don't have filters and this, that, and the other, and anybody making anything for me. It's just me, so unfortunately, I'm making a mess. There we go. Okay, so for our seasonings, we're going to want salt, pepper, ground sage. Now, most of this is to taste. So I start out fairly generous, though, with salt because it's a big batch. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of salt, but believe me, it evens out. Okay? And I don't usually measure with my heart, but I don't have the exact measurements on this because I have always measured with my heart. On this recipe, anyway. Okay. Some pepper on there. I'm going to say that's probably about a tablespoon of pepper. And probably half of a tablespoon of salt. Okay, go ahead and get your sage. Now, sage is definitely to taste as well. Now, for this big of a batch, I would start with 1 to 2 tablespoons. You can always add more as needed. Okay, so there's 1 tablespoon. Let's stir that in, give it a taste, and see where we're at. But sage is the key here. But I'm pretty sure, like I said, you guys probably already knew that because that's a common ingredient in dressing. This is a very simple and easy recipe. It doesn't take very long at all. It does make your mouth water while you're making it. Good thing I have to taste test it a bunch. Actually, I have a special taste tester that y'all are going to meet here in just a minute. Been my taste tester for years. Okay. Okay. Everybody can see how good and sloppy that is. Okay, we've got our beginning of our seasonings in there. I need my taste tester. Here comes my taste tester. Let me get an extra spoon. I got 2 extra spoons. I got to taste it too. This is my husband Kevin.
Hello.
He is my taste tester. He always knows spot on when it's ready. Add more sage. A little more sage. Okay, so we had already done a tablespoon, right?
No more salt.
Okay, a little more salt. So that's probably 1 more tablespoon. Need a little bit more pepper.
A little bit.
Whoop, that's enough. And a little bit more salt. Now that's not
No
coming.
more salt.
Huh?
No
more salt. Okay, don't go anywhere. That looks sloppy enough, don't it? Like the broth. Just mixed in there. That's probably the hardest part, just mixing it and making sure the seasonings taste spot on. You'll know when you taste it. I just got something weird with my taste buds and try that again. A little more sage.
A little more.
Every year I end up have to use more sage. Okay, so we probably use 2 tablespoons. Let's, this is probably going to be a half a tablespoon. Let's try that. Get that good and stirred in.
Our taster spoons.
Oh yeah, there we go. Taster spoons. Less dishes. That's a nice thought. Okay. I mean, we really want to incorporate that well, so.
Ready?
Yep.
Very close.
A little more.
A little more sage and you're about having it.
A little more sage. Okay, so we've done 2½ tablespoons. So let's go ahead and add in another half. Salt and pepper's okay?
Yep.
Okay, another half. All right. Now, just a good mix and see if it's there. And then this is going to go into the oven at 375 degrees for an hour. I would check it at 45 minutes and see if it's done. Do not cover it with foil. Okay? Is it too much?
Nope.
Okay. So 3 tablespoons of sage then. I would start out with 2, and then adjust it to your taste and see how you like it, because this is how we like it and how my mom made it. So I would start out with 2 tablespoons of the sage. Salt and pepper is to taste. But definitely, like I said, it's going to be sloppy like this. I gotta taste it. That's it. Okay. I'm excited. Okay. Just dump this in here. It's a lot. See if I can get this out of there. I think I did this backwards. Okay. Look at her. And it's just simple ingredients, but I tell you, man, it is the best. So, I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. I am going to wipe my hands off first. And then I'm going to put this in the oven for an hour. And when it gets done, I will show you how it turns out. And definitely, we're going to taste it. So, we'll do that. Thank you. Okay, so I just pulled this out of the oven. I checked it at 45 minutes, wasn't quite done, so I did another 15 minutes. And I probably should have mentioned before, make sure you put a cookie sheet or something under it, just in case it boils over, because it's going to fluff up like this. But then after you pull it out of the oven, give it at least 10 to 15 minutes to settle and all the flavors to get back together, and kind of like a cookie. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you liked it at all, or you've got any helpful tips for me, please leave a comment. Please like my video, subscribe, and share. Give it a thumbs up. And, you know, if I'm making for a big family, so if this would be too much, you can still do the same recipe and maybe put it into 8x8s. And the second 8x8 you can put in the freezer, and then just pull it out when you're ready. But other than that, yeah, you guys have happy holidays from our family to yours. Thank you.